Hello everyone, and welcome back to NieR Replicant. So, I did a few things. I managed to catch all the rainbow trout. Turns out you have to catch them in the northern plains. That was the only place we didn't check. Likewise, I went back and I got all the mouse tails that we needed, so we'll be able to do those last two quests. So we're gonna first turn in our fish, and we're also gonna scour the beach, because I still need those black pearls. Empty bottle.
I've got the fish.
Well, scratch my back and call me Sally. Them some rainbow trout, all right. You're getting better, young one. But this next technique is a tough one to learn. Best steel yourself.
I love this old man so much. He's so funny. 1 week later.
Fine work, son. Fine work indeed. I knew you'd make a good apprentice.
Let me rest.
Let me rest.
I did not imagine fishing to be such an extreme activity.
Your fishing skills improved. Alright, what you got for me, old man?
You've come far, my apprentice. But now, the real fishing begins. This time I got a hankering for 5 bream. Go catch 'em.
Okay, bream are actually here in the ocean. We're not gonna go get them right now. I'll probably do it on my own. I don't think you guys like watching me sit here and fish. And you clearly are happier when I'm actually, like, completing quests. So, but I know where the bream are. I know how to get them. Alright, take my mouse tails.
Here's your ingredients. Although I can't imagine what kind of drink uses this stuff.
Oh, it tastes just as extreme as it looks. Popola is the only person I know who can handle it. Anyway, tell Popola I'll have this stuff sent over to the village as soon as it's ready, okay?
Got it.
Alright. So there's that.
A drink with a lizard's tail inside certainly sounds impressive.
Yeah, Popola's really something when she starts drinking.
Surely you jest.
No joke. Once she got so plastered, she practically destroyed the shop. Knocked down a wall and everything.
Does alcohol affect Devla in the same manner?
Devil is more of a lightweight. If she has even a little, she starts acting all cute and meowing like a kitten.
Devla? For true?
For true.
Alcohol is a fearsome chemical indeed.
That it is, Vice, that it is. I actually just went drinking today, not gonna lie. I went to a festival here in my hometown, and it was actually pretty good. They had multiple bands, there was a bunch of breweries and stuff, and you could do like taste testing, that sort of thing. So it wasn't bad. It was a good time. So I went with my mother and my aunt. So, but yeah, I usually don't get out of the house for stuff like that because it was like 95 degrees. It was a bit too hot for my liking, but I ended up staying and the music was good. You know, the ale and stuff for those that are old enough to consume. I mean, you know, it was pretty nice, not gonna lie. I definitely didn't drink a lot though, because when it's above 90 degrees, like, I just wanted water. Because once you reach the point where you stop sweating, that's when you're like, uh-oh, you know, we're in danger. I did also gain a level, while I was fishing, because I was killing, like, some venison, or I was killing some deer for some venison and stuff, so, that ended up leveling me up to level 8, so there's that. I don't know, I'm really hoping that, I think that deer just ran into a wall. Don't hit me! Oh, you asshole. Ow! I'm getting my butt handed to me by a deer. Of course, I am only half awake. I don't know, something about being in the sun all day just makes me really, really tired. Ooh, that's my first deer antler. Heck yeah. Oh, yep, there's the big boy. The giant boy. I don't know why I had to say it like that, but, you know, that's what we're doing here. Now that I'm level 8, I mean, I am a little stronger, but not by much. he's still very much a, whoa, oh, whoa, he's still very much a level, let's see. He's still very much a level 10 sort of creature. Whoa. I don't know why I'm attempting it, but I guess it's just because I don't really care, but... We are taking him down a lot faster, though, than we normally would. I don't know why he's so focused on hitting in the front, even though I'm clearly behind him. Oh, God. Instant death. Ah! Ack, ack, ack. Well, so much for that deer antler, huh? I also feel like one of my other videos didn't do so well, probably because I, like, died and someone's like, oh man, she sucks at this game. I think I kind of overthink it a little bit too much. Because here's the thing, like, I'm playing this just to have fun. Oh, there goes his magic powers into the sky. I play this game, obviously, just to have fun, you know, like, in the end, it really is, you know, just that. Because I'm really not making any money off of YouTube. This is just a hobby right now, unless I get fully monetized. Because it's not like I have a bunch of people sending me, like, super chats or anything, you know? So I'm not really making anything. And so, like, I'm not here to play games, like, super good, alright? I'm not, like, the ultimate gamer or anything like that. I'm not claiming to be awesome, okay? I can't play games like Dark Souls to save my life. I'm very impatient when it comes to games. So, like, if I die here and there, there's been plenty of games where I don't die, like Okami and that sort of thing. But if there's a game, you know, where I die now and again, honestly, I don't mind. But for some odd reason, I'm noticing a trend where if I die in a game, or if I take time to grind for some materials, even if it's just a few minutes, it kind of loses the subscribers, it loses the allure of viewers, you know? So I'm gonna try not to do that so much, but at the same time, like, I am playing a game, and ultimately, like, when you play a game, you're probably either going to die or come very close to dying in the game. If you're, you know, if you're trying something way below the level that you should be, which I am. And I know this because I've played this game so many times, but I tried it anyways. So, I don't know. Just do with that as you will. Alright. So, now we can go tell Popola that the drink is ready. And then I'll probably shut up for a moment to let you listen to the music, because like I said, these videos, they don't get monetized because of the music. The music is already copywritten. I'm not going to pay for a music license just to get ad revenue that doesn't exist for my videos. So yeah, ultimately, like, I'm not gonna ever make any money off of these videos, unless someone is sending me, like, super chats or things like that. So I will just shush my face so that you can listen to the beautiful music instead, because honestly, it's worth it. So, and that's another thing. I hope you guys know that I'm not ever doing this for money. You know, like, money is nice and all that, but ultimately I'm just doing this because I'm having fun doing it. And most of you have come to my channel because of my covering of NieR Reincarnation. So being able to cover other NieR games and eventually, you know, Drakengard and all that other stuff, I think that will be really nice.
Hey, I brought a letter for you.
Oh yeah, that's the letter from Seafront talking about the Airy.
Oh, thanks. Oh dear.
What's wrong?
It's from the mayor of Seafront. He says that a horde of shades have appeared in the area.
That's not good. My weapon was practically useless against the giant shade we fought there. I wish there was some way to strengthen my weapon.
You know, there's a little shop at the entrance to the Junkheap that might be able to help. If you bring them materials, they should be able to use them to enhance your weapons.
Interesting. Guess I'll check it out.
Oh, but it won't be free, you know. I figure you'll need around 1,000 gold or so.
Got it.
Which, I already have that, so I'm not worried about it.
Hey, Popola. The tavern's got your drink.
Oh, that's great. Let me get Devila and then we'll head on over.
Exciting! Can't wait to hear this, I love it. And there you go. There you go.
Well, that was fun. Hopefully it won't be so long until the next time.
Yeah, hopefully. Totally worth it.
Heavens, what a thrill. I had no idea those two had that in them.
Me neither.
Ballad of the Twins is complete. Alright, so right now we don't really have any other side quests other than getting the bream and going to the junkyard. We're gonna go ahead and go to the junkyard. Eventually we're gonna do the bream. I want to finish the Fisherman's Gambit as soon as possible, just so that I can go and do some fishing on my own. But at least we got the Ballad of the Twins. Normally I would use that as like an outro. I felt like that would be probably pretty neat, but at the same time, why not put it in the middle of the video? You know, it's worth it.
What do you know about this Junkheap?
I guess there are ancient ruins buried there? It's full of old scrap and other weird stuff that no one understands. To get there, we have to cross the iron bridge to the northeast. Popola says these huge metal crates used to cross that bridge all the time in the old world.
Humans certainly were wise back then.
I don't know. If they were so smart, why did we end up like this?
Man, that's a lot of shades out here today. Look at all that. That is a crazy amount of shades. Ooh, new word. Physical defense. Nice. I'll take that, for sure. I'm not too worried about medicinal herbs because they're gonna drop so many of them. Plus, the whole bridge is covered in them. So, I'm not really worried about accuracy and not taking any damage just because these little shades aren't gonna do that much damage anyways. We are getting a lot of old school books, though. Alright, there's one more. One more guy late to the party. There's always one, you know? Okay. So, you already know where the Junkheap is just because we've been there before. Nothing too crazy. I'm just searching to see if there's items. Normally there is, so I'm surprised that there's not, but probably just because there's so many shades. I'm also not worried about medicinal herbs or anything, just because there is a save point at the Junkheap, and we'll just regain our health anyways. We will have to probably do another word edit, just because we do have a new word. We are going to gain mad levels at the Junkheap because in order to raise the levels of our weapons, we will not only need the gold, but we're going to need some materials that take a long time to procure. So I usually spend a couple days grinding out the Junkheap just to get those ores and stuff. And again, some people might find me crazy just because they're like, oh, at the second half of the game you can get it easier. You're right. However, I don't want to wait that long. And I'm not going to. So, we're gonna go in that building here in a minute. I'm just grabbing the mice. Or the mouse. Alright. We are about 8 hours into this game already. Alright.
Jacob, I'm hungry.
I know, hold on. We have some old bread here.
Hey there.
Oh, welcome. Please, come in.
What is this place?
It's my shop. I'm the finest smith in these parts. Usually. See, my brother and I build items from scrap we find in the Junkheap, but we're a little low on supplies at the moment.
The Junkheap, you say?
That's right. Folks say it used to be a military base. I don't know about that, but there's lots of great stuff in there. It's not exactly the safest place in the world, but we gotta eat, you know?
So it's just the two of you out here?
Our father died when Gideon was very young. And Mom is... she's out right now, getting supplies. But I'm sure she'll be...
Mom's been gone for 7 days. When's she coming back?
7 days? That's a long time.
It's getting harder to find good scrap. She probably had to go deeper into the heap.
I said I'm hungry.
I love his, like, little arm wiggles.
So if you had the materials, would you be able to upgrade our weapons?
Well, yeah, but it's really dangerous in there right now, so we...
No problem. We'll go.
You will?
I want to upgrade my weapon. And besides, you need inventory for your shop, right?
Well, yes, but...
It's settled then. What do you need?
Well, to improve your weapon, I'll need 3 titanium alloys. You can get them from the defense robots around the mountain.
Got it.
Here's a map of the complex. You're probably gonna need it. And be careful, please. It's gotten really scary in there.
Got the little Junkheap. Man.
Is Mom back yet? What's taking so long?
Alright.
Bring me 3 titanium alloys, okay?
Alright. We can do that. I actually really like the Junkheap. The theme is probably one of my favorites. But it is one of those places that I spent way too much time, you know, wandering around, for sure. Because the titanium alloys and the other things, they don't drop very often. Look at that. Devil and Popo came to keep me company. They even sang for me. It was really great. I need to practice.
Aye, it is bright in here.
Looks like the ancient machinery is still working. Not that we have any idea how it works.
Ruins from ancient times, patrolled for eons by unstoppable machines.
Yeah, and I bet they're full of rare materials.
Okay. So all of the robots do explode, so we have to be careful because that will damage us. There's a lot of dead ends in the factory, so some of the doors obviously open, and they'll lead to elevators, but we don't have the key cards to access those elevators. So, and the deeper that you go, the more rare the materials. So eventually when we get access to the lower levels, then we'll be able to grind more or more easily for titanium alloys, and then that's usually where I take the
This
time.
place is hardly befitting one of my grand stature.
You sure do like to complain, Vice.
Alright. So the, I was about to say, the, freaking broken antenna material collector. Nice. So the yellow robots have a taser. The red robots have, magic. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. But they do easily succumb to magic, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just, obviously, you have to be able to get the materials once they, you know, once you blow them up. But because there are just so many robots,
It's pretty rough in here.
yeah, that's
Yes,
why
hardly suitable
it's
word for children.
it's a great place to level up.
Both look so skinny, too.
I'm certain the Elder has been giving his share of their food to his brother.
Also, if you don't collect the materials fast enough, they will disappear. So it's imperative that you collect them as soon as possible. This is also a great place to earn money, because you can obviously max out on broken antennas, things like that. But this is one of those games where
It seems we have been shut in.
it changes the view on you quite often. There's some top-down sections. There's obviously these moments where you're fighting the robots and you can't hit them until they're fully out of the compartment. There's also a on-the-rails shooting segment, so there's that as well, in which you want to have more, in which you want to have a lot more magic than normal, because you will run out otherwise. Oh, there's a red robot. The red robots drop more, there we go, titanium alloy. The red robots, the red robots drop better materials than the yellow ones. And here's a top-down segment. This is, oh, this is not the cannon. Okay, I was about to say, is this the cannons? Cannons. It can be kind of disorienting in the top-down sections, just because obviously it's not how you normally are. But we are taking them out pretty quickly. Shooting the robots is a lot harder in top-down, just because the aiming is a little bit different. And the factory is also where I see a lot of stuff get bugged more often than not. So there's that as well. Titanium alloys do not obviously drop from the robots every time. It's just it's dropping more often than not just because we are, you know, we're doing this quest.
Should do it.
They wouldn't normally drop this frequent. So once you come back in to grind for more titanium alloys, you will find that they do not drop as often, that you're having to really search for them. But like I said, the Junkheap is a great place to search for materials. Whoa. Get back. You get your zappy zaps away from me. You get your zappy zaps away from me. You get your zappy zaps away from me. Oi. You get your magic away from me. Get your magic away from me. Phew. But that's what those do. Broken motor. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I will often be found saying, whoa, wait, whoa. Okay, we already went in here? Yeah, we already went in here. And that's the only thing, I get lost. I get lost in this room. And then when we start to backtrack, then that's when we're really gonna run into
You ever wish you could
issues.
just warp back to the client after you get their stuff?
Whoa.
Yeah. It's apparently a kind of magic that can zap you to faraway places in an instant.
Ah, that one. Well, I would stay away from such devilry were I you, lad.
How come?
Because all of the sages who attempted said spell were reduced to mincemeat when they struck obstacles in their path.
Wow. All right then. Walking it is.
An excellent choice.
I think it's really funny how it makes jabs at other RPGs that are like, okay, well, you finished this dungeon, do you just want to go back to the beginning? And, like, doesn't make you actually take the long way. I find it very humorous. This game makes a couple of other jabs that are a little bit less obvious, but it's so funny to me because this is one of the more obvious jabs at, like, how RPGs, like, tend to coddle, I guess, the player in some ways. And this is more of the, hey, you know, this isn't your typical RPG, and we're not going to coddle you in that way. I just think it's hilarious. It's NieR's particular flavor of humor, and I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, this soundtrack by itself is one of my favorites. The Junkheap, like, soundtrack is fantastic. Alright, this is another elevator. We can't take that one. That's the one that I like the most, I think. I think that's the one that leads to, not the third floor, but leads to the second. Besides, we got what we wanted, so... And we'll eventually face another boss, but first we have to upgrade our weapon, and then we'll head back to the Ares. And it's not like it's hard to get out of this place anyways. Mostly when you're trying to navigate the different floors, that's when it becomes a bit more difficult. But we will do the Ares stuff. We will get through that. I remember the first time I went into the Junkheap, I really was rushing things, and I ended up freaking, yeah, I ended up nearly dying several times. Because the robots in there are just tough.
I hate being alone. I want to go find Mom.
Oh, hello again.
We got your materials.
Ah, thank you so much. I'll get right to work on your weapon. Normally I'd charge you something, but you can have this one for free.
Weapon upgraded.
Here you go, and thanks again. This ought to keep us going for a while longer.
I want to find Mom.
Is everything okay?
I'm sorry. He's impatient for our mom to come back and thinks we should go look for her. We just need to wait, okay? She'll be back soon.
I don't want to wait. I want to find Mom.
It looks like he's swimming through the air.
Ice?
Yes, yes, I know. We're off to search for the misplaced mother, aren't we?
Please, no. I already owe you far more than I can ever repay.
Ah, don't even worry about it.
You don't understand. Our mother is... Never mind. Mom usually goes pretty deep inside the mountain. You're gonna need to use the elevator, so I'd better give you the activation code.
Alright, so now we have the key card. And now we can go to some of the higher levels, or some of the other levels. We don't have the good key card yet, but... Alright, let's go ahead and check on our weapons and stuff. We're gonna obviously want to do some stuff. Alright, so he upgraded our nameless blade. But obviously that's not the one we really care about. So let's go to word edit. I think we have all the best words for that. We already have all the best words for these. Let's see. There we go. We just gotta upgrade these ones. Okay. Alright. Time to go back in. We'll probably gain 1 level in here, if not more. We'll just have to see. I don't think Yona's ever mentioned, like, anything in her letters about,
Right. He said their
the
mom would be
Junkheap.
somewhere deep inside the mountain, right?
If I may ask, what is it that possesses you to meddle in the affairs of these children?
Yona and I both know what it feels like to miss your mother.
and there is a section where NieR, like, he'll talk about his mom. That kind of leads into the DLC, and it's more in the second half of the game. It's not recommended to do the DLC until you're, like, at least level, what, 13 or 20? I forget. But it's not recommended to do the DLC until a certain level, and it'll tell you what level you should be at. I actually think it's higher. I think it's like 30 or something, because it's really hard content. But it is the only way to get some special weapons, so... I always press into the door, and then I'm like surprised if there's enemies behind it. Because I'm stupid. Alright. Some people are probably going to get mad because I'm using magic to stop the robots. But to me, it's just the easiest way to do it. I don't know why I'm worried about what other people think, honestly. It's like one of my biggest downfalls is that I care too much what other people think. And yes, I am probably going the wrong way.
Seems
we've been shut in. And yes, he will say that every freaking time, too. Well, no, because there was the B elevator, so, I mean, that might actually be where we have to go. And if not, we'll just wander around until we find it. I'll admit, for as many times as I've played this game, I've not memorized, like, any of the maps for these types of, like, dungeons. So don't ask me, like, where anything is, because half the time I'm not going to be able to tell you. The way that my brain, like, remembers stuff is very confusing even to me. So, yeah, like I said, just don't ask for any sort of consistency or anything like that. I will not be able to give it to you. I think my mom said tonight when we went to that thing, she's like, where did I park the car? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, so it's just like when you were a kid, you just don't pay attention. It really has nothing to do with not paying attention. I'll sit there and make a mental note of where everything is, but I just can't retain that information. There's certain information I can retain, there's certain information my brain refuses to retain. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Wouldn't be able to tell you. Magic damage is brutal. Okay. I was kind of hoping we could get some rare materials while we're here too, so don't get too mad at me if I'm just wandering around aimlessly, because if I can get the rare materials while I'm here, I'm gonna do it. And if you play this game yourself, you should probably do the same. But I was looking at the possibility of eventually playing, like, the OG NieR. I know that there's some people that actually prefer it, and so I'm not against doing that, because I've done that before, and it's really good. It's just, my only problem with doing it is that there's not really, even though there is a difference, obviously, between Brother NieR and Papa NieR, there's not really too much of a difference. Not enough of a difference to kind of justify. Plus, you know, even though I only have to beat it 4 times versus 5, since the remake is what added ending E, which is, you know, the true ending, whatever. Since, you know, the remake added ending E, but the originals don't have ending E, you know, I would only have to beat it 4 times, but part of me still just doesn't really think that that would be too much difference. Except maybe a heavier implied something. Still, it's something that I'll consider. Somebody also mentioned me playing Drakengard. I have never beaten Drakengard. I own it. I own Drakengard 1 and 2. But every time I have tried to play it, I have become very frustrated because the controls are horrid. They are not fun. That game hates you, and it lets you know how much it hates you. Have I studied Drakengard and like all the lore and all that? Sure. But have I ever finished the game? No. Would I like to? Yes. It is actually on my list of things I would like to do, is I would like to beat Drakengard, and Drakengard 2, and Drakengard 3, because again, those are all games that I own. I've just never beaten them. And since they're part of the NieR universe, it's something that I think I should strive for. But the idea of going and doing that to myself, I don't know, it's rough. But my friends do say that I like to torture myself, so maybe it's just part of the course that I should do this, you know? That I should play Drakengard eventually. But there's so much more I have to play still, so we'll see. Alright, choose a destination, 2nd floor. Let's go. Elevator B. Alright. Time to see what awaits us now. More minis. More zappy zaps. Level up. Like I've said, like, this is a great place to level up. Now, the yellow ones, they can drop rare items. I forget what it's called, but they also have a rare item that they can drop. Not really sure what it is. Oh. Is this room bugged? Or it's just not... Oh, the room I need. Broken and won't open. Okay, I'm obviously not supposed to be here yet. All these doors are broken and won't open. So we're just gonna go back to 1st floor. So I have to go all the way back to elevator A. I know eventually we have to go to 2nd floor. There's a robot up there that we have to kill. Actually, I think we can go to elevator, or we can go to the 2nd floor from the get-go, and that's more of a chance to get the red defense robots, if I'm not mistaken. It's just this elevator that we need the keycard for. But don't quote me on that. Yep, basement 1, there we go. Like I said, I retain some information, I don't retain other information. Alright. Basement time. Already we have... Oh! You can see a robot head right here. Oh, the magic voice! Broken motor. Bolt. These boxes can also have rare items, so you want to make sure to use them as much as possible. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! Too much zappy! Alright. It's really just spray and pray. Hopefully this isn't the section that needs the bombs, but I'm pretty sure it does. This is the cannon. The cannons are easy to dispose of, which is nice, but yeah. But they drop these bombs, and if you pick them up, you can throw them. And the more you lean into the throw, the farther they go. Now, eventually, after it explodes, it is supposed to drop an... It's supposed to... Yeah, I was gonna say, it's supposed to give me another bomb. Yeah, I get that. And bombs are timed, so you have to remember that as well. So obviously there's... From the map, we can see that there's really nothing this way. It'll say that it's broken and you can't go in there. So So we're going this way. Oh, it's the section. Alright. Okay, so this is the shooting section. So basically, once it starts going, you can run to make it go faster. There are these cannons that appear, and they will shoot magic at you. And so you want to get rid of them as soon as possible. Like, you want to try and conserve your magic, which, I mean, it's nice that they don't, like, take a lot of hits to destroy, but they take enough. And then at this level, you already don't have, like, a lot of magic. So you have to deal with these cannons, and then not only do you have to deal with the cannons, but they start spitting out these assholes, which actually drop really rare stuff that you'll eventually need, but you can't collect any of the, parts, because they're all, well, they're all flying, they're flying, and when you destroy them, you can't get the parts. Some of them have magic, some of them have tasers, and then eventually you have to deal with the whole threat of there being, cannons and these guys. And they're obviously a little bit faster than you. So it's kind of like resource management, and you'll take more damage from magic than you will anything. And then if you run, you can speed up. And then once you've made it to this stage, it's essentially over. But it's one of those places where you can easily run out of magic if you're not managing your resources correctly.
You can't possibly believe their mother managed to fight her way down here. Or, for that matter, that she has been collecting scrap metal for a solid week. Open your eyes, lad. The woman is clearly...
She's alive. Miracles don't happen if you don't believe in them, okay?
Miracles.
I love, and this is, okay, so this is another reason why I love Brother NieR. Because here's the thing, obviously he's a kid, you know, he's a young boy, alright, and with him being a young boy, you know, he has that innocence about him, you know, and that's one of the things that's lovable about him, is he has that innocence. Alright. But yeah, one of the things that's great is he has that innocence about him. 1, 2, ha! Okay. So that is one of those jumps you have to use, like, the thrust forward, okay? And I didn't know that at first, and I kept falling in that pit, and I was like, why am I not making this jump? It was pretty annoying. But yeah, going back to Brother NieR, he clearly has this, like, innocence about him, and that's what makes him such a wonderful character, because you kind of get to see him grow and develop as he kind of learns that everything's not all, like, I don't know, you can't just live off of miracles, that sort of thing, you know? Alright. Save point usually means boss time. We're fine with boss time. Let's do this. Let's do this!
Alert. Alert. Intruder detected. Unauthorized trespassers will be eliminated. Initiation. Trespasser site identified.
This bodes ill. It appears that only machines remain in this infernal place.
What's going on?
Does anybody else think that that robot looks a little weird?
Those without ID cards will be deemed intruders. Elimination protocol.
It's malfunctioning.
Yeah, this might be a problem.
surroundings.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
No mere machine can defy us.
Stay focused, Vice.
That's why I don't like the lock-on feature. Can't see shit.
Don't let yourself be crushed.
Oh, you think?
There we go.
Oh, how? What a troublesome piece of machinery.
Oh, come on, now what?
Clear them all out. That's the only way.
Obviously, you want to take out the red ones first if you can, because otherwise it's gonna be... because they have the magic.
This thing's got all kinds of moves.
Now all that remains is that oversized head. It would seem magic has no effect against the head.
These chambers are loaded with bombs. It's working!
Unbelievable. Such an obvious weak point.
I used to be able to get to a point where...
Try feeding it one of those bombs.
Where have
Working
I
on
heard
it.
that before? This stupid machine?
Good. Keep after it.
There used to be a time where I could actually kill this thing without taking any damage. Of course, when I'm only on a couple hours sleep and just came back from a night of drinking. For a minute I thought I missed. I was like, don't cheat me out of that.
Intruder elimination active.
Dark gluttony magic. Alright. Now time to get out of here. Uh-oh.
It's a woman. And she's dead.
I fear we have discovered the delinquent mother.
So who's this other person?
It's a male.
This bag has nice clothes in it. And money too. Why would she bring this stuff here?
It would seem she abandoned her children to seek comfort in the arms of a swain.
Oh, that's awful.
So much for miracles. Instead, we have discovered the worst possible truth. What will you tell the children?
I don't know. What's this? A perfume bottle?
It smells of roses.
I guess we should bring this back to them.
Take them the money, dude. They're starving. Like, give them all the money that you found in the purse.
Where's Mom?
She's in heaven now.
She's in heaven now.
What?
It's true. Your mother's left this world.
Liar! I don't believe you!
Did she die alone?
Well...
It's okay. I know all about it. Just tell me. Did she die with the one she loved?
That's rough coming from a kid. You know, because she's supposed to love her children. And he's like, did she die with the one she loved? Like, that's rough.
We found 2 bodies. It appears they left this life as one.
Okay. That's okay.
Come again?
Mom was always so frustrated, you know? Torn between her duty to us and her heart. I think maybe this is for the best.
Are you saying you forgive her?
I mean, she's my mom, you know? The only one I'll ever have.
We found this next to her.
This is Mom's perfume. It smells like her. Damn it. I can't let myself cry. If Gideon sees me like this... Damn it.
I hope I did the right thing.
Hey, safe travels, okay? And thank you for everything.
Your actions were just. Never doubt it.
Mom. I want to see Mom.
I'm all Gideon has left. I can't cry in front of him. I'll do whatever it takes to keep the 2 of us together.
He's a good brother. Alright, well there was that. It's so sad. Alright, so...
Let's visit the Eyrie. They've got shades there.
I know they've got
Indeed.
shades there.
And we may just find a sealed verse besides.
We are not going to the Eyrie just yet. We are going to kill all these shades, though. We're obviously not going to go to the Eyrie just yet. I do want to finish the Fisherman's Gambit. There's just... I want to do some side quests. I obviously want to gain some materials. If we can somehow go back and see what we need in order to level up Beastbane, I want to go ahead and do that. I'll probably... Like before, I'll do it on my own time. I'm not going to make you guys sit there and, you know, watch me struggle. I'll probably do some live streams, as I said before, where I'm just going after materials. The only problem is I really do want to get the eagle eggs and stuff, but now since we're at the part with the Eyrie, it is going to be very hard to get eagle eggs for a hot minute at least. And then once we reach the second part of the game, we can go and we can get eagle eggs. We can either get eagle eggs from the Eyrie, or we can get eagle eggs from doing the DLC, and it's a random drop in one of the dungeons that we can do. However, either way, it is a rare drop, and we are going to need it for some of my favorite weapons in the game, which are the Phoenix weapons. So there's that. I used the Phoenix weapons for quite a while, actually, in Reincarnation, because it was one of my favorites. Had it equipped to Kaine. So... I miss reincarnation like a lot. Like a lot. And now we can see if we have even more quests, which I don't think we do. But it would be nice if we did. We have all this... We have all of this overcast weather, too. Most of the time it's just foreboding, but we're gonna go ahead and go this way, see if we have any more quests. Even if we don't, we need to head back to Seafront in order to get the bream. And I'm going, once I get the bream, then we can see what else. I think one of the last things we have to catch is the blue marlin. But I don't quite remember. Obviously, we didn't really have any quests, so we're just gonna head straight to Seafront. I think you guys will eventually get tired of me ending this video in Seafront. Oh boy. I think this shade can still kick my butt. I wanna see, like, how powerful my freaking... Like, we eventually need to take him down. There will be a quest for it. And as long as you're careful, like, you can take him down. You can cheese it. I just need to get better about the cheesing. Whoa. So I have to be careful because he can swing twice. When you get super greedy. I want to try not to get super greedy. Whoa. If shades can take, like, various forms and stuff, what is this, like, I mean, what kind of soul? Like, what made this? What made this? How make big shade? Third time's the charm with this guy, right? I'm not taking no risks. There we go! Phew! Alright. So even two levels higher, he was still a big one to take down. And yet we did it, so there we go. I was so locked in for that one. Sheesh. And I didn't get hit, so, but I wasn't gonna risk it, so. Was not risking it. Not for that. Now we just have to get the rest of our items in. Well, I'm not gonna worry about the venison. Yes, I could get a deer antler, and yes, that'd be cool, but I'll worry about that later. I will worry about that later. I need to soak in the happy juice of my victory, you know, against that giant shade. Which we've not even gotten the quest for, so I bet we'll get it after the Aerie. was gonna block because I was like, oh, it turned towards me. It's gonna charge. And yes, there's a reason why I'm not going into the manor. It's really just not important right now. We will eventually go there. Do not worry. More copper ore. Right now, my only concern is side quests, getting those out of the way, getting my fishing level up so that I can do my own personal achievements, and stuff like that. And no, I'm not going to be 100%ing this game as far as like the achievements go. Yes, I'll be doing all the different endings, but I am in no way worried about like all billion achievements for any reason. So, alright, so that is where we are going to leave this episode. I'll go ahead and just get the items from the beach. But yeah, this is where we're going to leave it. Leave a like if you like this series, and obviously if you want to see more. I have been having a lot of fun playing this. Just being back in this game again is absolutely amazing. It's one of those games that, you know, I beat it and then I put it down and I'm like, okay, I finished it. I probably never have to come back to it. But every time I do, I have this sense of elation. It's so nostalgic feeling in a way that I really just can't describe. So being back in this game is absolutely just phenomenal. Like I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time. If you've never played this game for yourself, you absolutely should. But yeah, so leave a like if you like the series, if you want to see more. If you want to talk about stuff in the comment section, like I've always said, go ahead and leave a spoiler tag, just in case someone is seeing this series for the very first time and just doesn't really know any better, and doesn't want to be spoiled because they want to figure out things on their own. But thank you guys so much for your continued support on my videos, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. Alright. Ciao, you guys.